Hey everyone, it's Phil from Ashland Leather, back again with some really special leather goods. We got some Black Friday deals today. I'm gonna give you a little preview of what's in the video today. We're gonna start off with two tumbled natural chromexcel pieces. The first is a Bugs Moran, and we also have a Capone money clip. We also have two pieces in intense blue shell cordovan, a Capone money clip. We also have my favorite wallet style, the Fat Herbie, and another rare shell cordovan color. This is whiskey shell cordovan for a Fat Herbie. Two additional pieces in that whiskey shell cordovan. We also have a Bugs Moran, and finally a Frank the Enforcer. Then I've got some really funky psychedelic shell cordovan vertical Bugs Moran. There's actually 5 of them. Here's the first one, another one here. That's extra special. Here's a look at the third one. All these have hand stitching. We've got 2 more psychedelic shell cordovan pieces, also vertical Bugs Moran. These are a little bit more on the orangey amaretto side. And each of these psychedelic pieces also have hand stitching. Let me give you a little bit of a longer look at this guy. It's really, really special. All right, let's get rolling with the early Black Friday deals. We will be having more events over the next several weeks. We're gonna launch it off here with my business partner Dan's favorite leather look. Now this is tumbled natural chromexcel. Now this is a really tight tumble pattern where sometimes the chromexcel can be a little bit more coarse than this, a little bit more pipey. This has a really great look. And Dan's been holding on to this tumbled natural chromexcel all year, waiting for this event. So we got the Bugs Moran here. This will be discounted on the sale page of the website. And another private stock piece, the Capone money clip. Let me give you a look at this guy. You'll notice that the pebble pattern on this side is slightly more coarse than on the back side. And the reason there's a difference in there is because this is a natural texture. Within the skin itself, it will pucker up and sort of pebble at different rates. So you can see the difference what I'm talking about here. All of the Capones that we've gotten this drop, and there's not a ton of them, will have a similar look to this one. We have made a few of these pieces, but they're going to be on sale on their private stock. I'm not sure how long these are going to be available on the site. So if you want one, definitely don't sit on these. And we normally don't discount shell cordovan. I'm going to give you a little sweetener because I want more people to experience this special leather in person. Now this is a rare color called intense blue shell cordovan. It's one of the darkest blue shell colors that Horween leather makes. There is one shade that's slightly darker than this that they call navy. For me, the intense blue is a little bit of a better choice for most wallet wearers because the navy blue can sometimes read like a black, where the intense blue is definitely just like a dark blue shade. There's also one shade that's a little bit lighter than the intense blue that's called denim blue shell cordovan. And the denim blue is a little bit more of like an aqua blue shade. So if you're looking for a darker blue, I think this is the choice to go with. You notice we also have a hand stained edge to match that intense blue shell on all the edges of this. We also have the Fat Herbie that we're going to look at. This one also has a really beautiful hand stained edge. Now these pieces of shell are really, really nice, and we've been holding on to them all year for this event. And we have made a couple of these, but all of them look basically the same as this. So if you have not experienced a piece of shell cordovan for yourself just yet, this could be a good chance to pick one up, as well as a Fat Herbie. I recommend the Fat Herbie to everybody that wears their wallet in their back pocket. It just lays flatter in your pocket than any other wallet, and that's because of this unique card layout on the interior. All right, another Fat Herbie here in a fan favorite shell cordovan color. This is the whiskey shell cordovan. If you're not familiar with whiskey, it's slightly darker, slightly more golden and yellow when compared to the natural shell cordovan. And I really, really like this shade. It seems like every time we have this, people freak out over it. So we're also including this in the early Black Friday deals. 2 other pieces in whiskey shell cordovan. This is our Bugs Moran wallet, a really beautiful piece of shell on this guy. And you'll notice that nice golden sort of yellowy brown shade, and it changes at different directions. So as I spin this around, you might notice that the color is lighter at some angles and darker at other angles, like you can see right there. And the third and final whiskey shell cordovan piece, this is our Frank the Enforcer. And each of these whiskey shell cordovan pieces have a natural waxed and burnished edge. In addition to the Bugs Moran being a nice minimalist style, the Frank the Enforcer is even more minimalist. So if you're a front pocket wallet wearer, this might be a good choice for you. Now let's get into some of the really amazing psychedelic shell cordovan pieces. This is a color range on the Psychedelic that's a little bit more of like a pink to purple, magenta, and green, and then some little bits of tan as well. We've been calling the psychedelic pieces just straight up psychedelic because each of them are totally unique and random. Take a look at the inside of this one. Incredible splattered effect on this vertical Bugs Moran and the sort of more magenta card slots at the top. And this vertical Bugs Moran has a green hand stitching that really accents the green tones in that psychedelic. Here's another one. Similar color range on this guy with the green, a little bit of purple, some magenta, and then lighter tan shades. This one is also hand stitched with a cream color stitching. Let me give you a look at the interior. The interiors on these are a little bit less dramatic than the exteriors, but it does have that similar color range. And one more in the psychedelic with that sort of green, purple, magenta color palette. We also have a purple hand stitching on this one. It's a really beautiful look, especially in person, and I certainly hope that the camera does it justice. Really like the interior on this guy. And we've seen a good range of colors in the psychedelic shells. I like this one because it reminds me of my favorite shell cordovan color, the amaretto shell cordovan. This one sort of has that orangey tan, darker brown at the bottom. So it's a really nice contrast on the exterior of this one where it's sort of dark at the bottom and fades lighter to the top. On the interior, we also have that same color palette, but it kind of looks like wood on that interior right slot. You can see like a little bit of blue splatter on the interior left. And the last piece of the day, speaking of blue, this one has a blue hand stitching in that same sort of orangey tan color range. I'll give you a little bit of a different look at this one as we spin it around because the color is really dynamic in these psychedelic shells. Of course, we try to cut the Horween ink stamp. We know a lot of people are looking for that, so we try to cut it perfectly into the center of each of these pieces. And let's give you a look at the interior of this guy. I just love all the random dye splatter that's going on for this piece. And then the blue hand stitching sort of accents some of those blue stains that you can see in there. It's kind of interesting, the blue and orange combination for the psychedelic shells. So let's come back to the tumbled natural chromexcel that we looked at the beginning. A lot of people are familiar with natural chromexcel. I actually have a few pairs of natural chromexcel footwear that I really like. But this is a little bit of a twist on that classic leather because we have that tumble pattern, of course. Something I'm noticing about these tumbled natural chromexcel pieces is just how hefty they are. There's so much tanned inside of this leather that it gives it a really great body. And if you're looking for patina, this is gonna wear in really, really well because it's veg retanned with that chrome base tannage. So you get the combination of strength from the chrome tannage and then that great aging character from the veg aspect of it. So we've got the Bugs Moran and the Capone money clip. And you can find everything we just looked at on our website, ashlandleather.com, both on the private stock page as well as on the sale page where I've added some additional pieces. So if you like chromexcel, we actually got a chromexcel belt up there at a pretty hefty discount as well. All right, until next time, I hope you guys have a good one and take care.